chosen one. God is releasing a blessing shaped like abundance, purpose, and strength, and your name is written on it with intention. This moment is not random. You are hearing these words because heaven arranged it, the way Psalm 37:23 says that the steps of a righteous person are ordered by the Lord. You are standing at the edge of a shift that has been waiting for you to awaken. Picture a horizon glowing before sunrise, the world still quiet, while God prepares the light that will soon break open. That is the place you stand in right now. The blessing coming is not shallow, not temporary, not a moment you celebrate once and forget. It is deep enough to shape your identity and powerful enough to transform how you walk through the world. Think of a door that has been sealed for generations, suddenly trembling because God speaks, and when He speaks, creation responds. That door is ready to open for you. You are being drawn into a life where your influence is amplified, your purpose sharpened, and your capacity expanded. God is preparing you to carry something meaningful, the way He prepared Joseph long before Pharaoh ever called his name. This blessing is not about wealth for comfort, but wealth for calling. It is about becoming someone who builds, who heals, who restores, who stands tall with authority rooted in heaven. Let your spirit notice the pull inside you, because that feeling is recognition. It is the inner confirmation that God is stirring the waters, much like He did in John 5, when the pool would ripple before miracles happened. Your life is entering that same stirring. Hear this with clarity. God is not sending you overflow so you can hide it. He is sending it so you can shine. Jesus said in Matthew 5:14 that you are the light of the world, and light never hides. This blessing will reveal the power you carry, the resilience you developed, and the faith that grew in the shadows when no one understood what you were fighting for. You are stepping into a season where what once felt impossible will start to align without strain. You will move with confidence because you finally understand that God has been preparing you behind the scenes all along. Every setback was training. Every delay was refinement. Every challenge was shaping your voice, your discipline, your strength. The blessing approaching you carries weight, the kind of weight that builds legacy. You are being positioned the way Esther was positioned, not by accident, but by divine purpose. The abundance coming to you will unlock doors for others, raise those who lost hope, and rewrite stories for people who thought their ending was already written. Your voice will influence rooms you once felt unqualified to enter. Your steps will carry authority because heaven backs your assignment. God is not giving you this blessing because you fought the hardest or shouted the loudest, but because He sees your heart. 1 Samuel 16:7 reminds us that God does not look at outward appearances, but at the heart, and He has seen yours in every quiet moment when you kept believing even when it hurt. That is why this blessing belongs to you. Now breathe for a moment and notice the shift around you. Everything in your life is moving toward alignment. The same God who opened the Red Sea, who gave David the strength to stand before Goliath, who called Gideon a mighty warrior before Gideon ever believed it, is calling you into a larger life. You are stepping into a season where nothing stays small, where nothing remains stuck, where nothing is wasted. This is your moment to rise, to receive, to step forward without fear. If your spirit feels the truth of this, hold that feeling. It is your confirmation. If you're ready to claim this, hit the like button. subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls, and drop 777 in the comments. That number carries divine alignment, signaling to the universe that you're ready to receive what's yours. Stay with me, because every word here is unlocking something new in your life. Now lean closer, because this season that is opening in front of you demands a new mindset, a new confidence, and a new willingness to believe that God truly meant every promise He whispered over your life. You are not stepping into this blessing as the version of yourself that doubted or feared or shrank back. You are stepping into it as someone God has been shaping in the hidden places, just as Isaiah 45:3 speaks of treasures in secret places that God reveals at the appointed time. Your breakthrough is not coming by accident. It is coming because heaven has recognized that you are ready to carry what once would have overwhelmed you. Imagine a river long held back by a gate that is finally being lifted, allowing a flood of clear, powerful water to rush forward with purpose. That is what God is releasing into your life. The blessing is not shallow. It is not weak. It is not fragile. It is steady, like the promises of God. Firm the way Psalm 33:11 says, that the plans of the Lord stand forever. This blessing will reach every part of your life, from the dreams you buried to the opportunities you thought you missed. Nothing lost is wasted, and nothing delayed is denied. God is restoring what was stolen, strengthening what was broken, and multiplying what you have left. There is a shift happening in the unseen, the kind of shift that moves mountains quietly before the world notices anything has changed. You are becoming someone who walks with clarity, someone who understands that you are not fighting alone because God goes before you. Just like Deuteronomy 1:30 says, this blessing will not only lift you, it will lift everyone connected to you, because God does not pour into one cup without intending for the overflow to reach others. Think of Ruth stepping into a field she did not know was prepared for her. Think of how Boaz recognized what she carried before she understood it herself. God is placing you in rooms, opportunities, and connections where you will be seen with favor before you even speak. You are moving into alignment with a future that has been waiting for your courage to catch up with your calling. Let your spirit recognize this truth. You have been through enough storms to know what it feels like to survive. Now you are learning what it feels like to rise. The blessing coming toward you is not a rescue, it is a release. It is God saying you have passed the tests, endured the pruning, and held on to faith when others would have let go. 2 Corinthians 4:17 reminds us that our present struggles are producing a glory that outweighs them, and that glory is beginning to show in your life. You will walk into moments where peace fills the space before you speak. You will notice doors opening that once refused to budge. You will see opportunities returning to you in better shape than when you first imagined them. God is rewriting your story line by line, not to erase what you walked through, but to redeem it. Every scar becomes strength. Every prayer becomes fuel. Every season becomes preparation. You are being lifted into a life where purpose and abundance meet, where calling and provision fit together without strain. This blessing carries identity. It carries legacy, it carries the touch of God, and nothing touched by Him stays ordinary. You are rising into who you were always meant to be, and heaven is cheering you forward. The old fears cannot follow you. The old doubts cannot hold you. The old patterns cannot limit you. You are stepping into new ground, new clarity, new confidence. If you feel the shift inside, it is because God has already begun the work. Stay with this moment, because what God is shaping in your life is bigger than anything you have asked for, and the path ahead is unfolding with purpose that has been spoken over you since before you understood your own voice. You are stepping into a divine acceleration, the kind that takes years of waiting and turns them into days of breakthrough. Heaven is shifting things in your favor, the way Psalm 121 verse 2 reminds us that our help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. And if the Creator moves on your behalf, nothing can stand in the way. Picture a field that once looked barren, but now begins to sprout with green shoots pushing up from the soil. You may not have seen anything happening for a long time, but beneath the surface, God has been working, preparing, building momentum until the moment when everything must rise. That moment has arrived. You are not stepping into random blessings. You are stepping into divine alignment, the kind of alignment that connects you with the right people, the right ideas, the right opportunities at the right time. When God aligns your steps, even what seemed like obstacles start working in your favor. Just as Romans 8:28 promises that all things work together for good to those who love Him. This is not a season of guessing or hoping. This is a season of knowing. Your spirit will recognize the difference, because what God brings will carry clarity. It will not produce anxiety. It will not drain you. It will confirm your identity, because God always adds peace to what He endorses. Think of David, standing in a field, overlooked by everyone, but chosen by God. Think of how the prophet Samuel poured oil over him, marking a future that David could not yet see. That same kind of anointing is resting on you. Now you are being called into rooms where your presence carries purpose. You are being invited into assignments that require courage, vision, and a willingness to trust that God has equipped you for everything ahead. You may feel the weight of transition, but that weight is not meant to crush you. It is meant to prepare you. 2 Timothy 1:7 reminds us that God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. That is the mindset you are stepping into. You are not entering this new season timid or unsure. You are entering it with spiritual authority, shaped through every valley you survived. Nothing you endured was wasted. Every disappointment increased your resilience. Every unanswered question strengthened your faith muscle. Every closed door protected you from stepping into a path not meant for you. God was not withholding. He was redirecting you to something bigger. You are beginning to understand that delays do not mean defeat. They often mean construction, the building of what you prayed for in ways you could not yet see. You are closer than you think to the moment everything shifts. This is your season to stand firm in faith and speak life over your future. Because Proverbs 18:21 says that life and death are in the power of the tongue. Speak abundance. Speak clarity. Speak purpose. Speak alignment. Speak identity. What you declare in this season will partner with what God is releasing into your life. You are walking into days where the right opportunities will find you without strain. Doors that were closed will open in ways that make you understand why they had to stay shut. Before people who once overlooked you will begin to see the value that God placed in you. You will move with confidence because you finally understand that you do not walk alone. Heaven backs you, angels protect you, God guides you, and your future is unfolding with a strength that cannot be shaken. If your heart feels steady reading this, It is because your spirit already knows this truth. The shift has begun. Stay focused, because the blessing approaching your life is not designed to simply uplift you. It is designed to transform everything around you and create a ripple effect that reaches far beyond your present circumstances. God is preparing you to operate with a new level of influence, a new clarity of purpose, and a new confidence that comes from knowing who walks beside you. You are not walking into this season empty-handed. You are walking in with the strength you built through battles that were meant to break you but could not, because God held you together, just like Psalm 46 verse 1 declares that God is our refuge and strength, and an ever-present help in trouble. You survived seasons that drained you, only to discover that the fire made you stronger and the struggle made you wiser. Now, God is turning everything you endured into preparation for the calling you are stepping into. This calling requires courage, and courage is something you already carry. Picture a seed planted in dark soil. No one sees it, no one celebrates it, yet it breaks open and rises because it was designed to grow. You have been planted in seasons that felt dark, but were filled with divine development. What felt like isolation was actually preparation. What felt like delay was positioning. What felt like silence was God speaking in ways your spirit could understand before your mind could catch up. You are now stepping into the moment when what was hidden becomes visible. God is bringing you into a season of divine unveiling, the kind where the potential He placed inside you begins to bloom in ways even you did not expect. Ephesians 3:16 speaks of being strengthened with power through the Spirit in the inner being, and that is what has been happening inside you. You have been strengthened on the inside, so you can carry the blessing coming on the outside. You are moving into alignment with opportunities crafted specifically for your assignment. These will not drain you. They will energize you. They will not confuse you. They will confirm you. They will not diminish you. They will elevate you. The paths God opens will feel natural because they were designed for your gifting. Think of Moses, who once doubted his voice, yet was chosen to lead a nation. God uses the willing, not the perfect. He uses those who say yes, even when they feel unsure. You are enough because God equips those He calls. Philippians 1:6 says that He who began a good work in you will carry it to completion, and that includes every dream He placed inside your heart. The blessing ahead of you is more than provision. It is purpose wrapped in opportunity. It is vision wrapped in clarity. It is legacy wrapped in calling. You will step into environments where your presence brings peace, where your words bring direction, and where your actions spark transformation. People will see growth in you that can only be explained by God. They will notice the maturity in your decisions, the wisdom in your responses, and the strength in your faith. That strength was not gained in comfort. It was gained in process. God is now taking you from process to promise. You are being called to walk differently, think differently, and expect differently. This season is not about surviving, it is about thriving. It is about rising into a level of faith that matches the size of the blessing approaching you. Fear will try to whisper, but keep your focus. Doubt will try to distract, but hold your ground. 2 Chronicles 20:17 tells you that you do not need to fight this battle. You only need to stand firm and watch God deliver you. You are stepping into divine momentum, and nothing will stop what God has set into motion. If you feel a stirring inside, that is the confirmation that heaven has already begun the shift. Stay present, because this next phase of your journey is not about small moves or hesitant steps. It is about stepping boldly into the identity God has been forming within you since the beginning. You are entering a season where clarity outweighs confusion and faith outweighs fear. What once intimidated you will no longer control you, because God is lifting the weight of old limitations from your shoulders. Isaiah 40:31 promises that those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength and rise on wings like eagles, and that rising is happening in your spirit right now. You can feel the shift, even if you cannot fully explain it. You are being called higher, not for pride, but for purpose. This blessing is not shallow, it is strategic. It is designed to activate parts of you that have been silent but not forgotten. Think of a musician tuning their instrument after a long rest, tightening each string until the sound becomes clear and strong. God is tuning your life in the same way, aligning every detail so the melody of your purpose can finally be heard. What you once considered setbacks were adjustments. What you considered failures were foundations. What you considered delays were the quiet moments where God shaped your endurance. You are stronger now, more mature, more aware of your calling, and more ready than you have ever been. The blessing ahead is not fragile, it is fortified. It has been built on prayer, perseverance, and faith that refuse to collapse under pressure. You are stepping into opportunities that carry God's fingerprints. These opportunities will come with confirmation, peace, and the sense that you are exactly where you are meant to be. Proverbs 16:3 tells you to commit your plans to the Lord, and He will establish them. And God is establishing paths for you that no one can block. Prepare for connections that honor your purpose and environments that recognize your value. You will walk into rooms that once felt too big, and you will realize that God grew you to fit them. You will speak with authority you did not know you possessed. And it will surprise even you how naturally it flows. This is what happens when God activates the gifts He placed in you. The blessing approaching you will not only elevate your circumstances, it will expand your capacity. You will think bigger, dream bigger, and move with confidence that comes from knowing heaven is backing you. Do not shrink in this season. Do not apologize for the doors God opens. Do not question what He has already confirmed. Instead, move with faith the way Joshua moved when God told him in Joshua 1:9 to be strong and courageous, because the Lord would be with him wherever he went. That promise belongs to you too. You are not stepping into this alone. God is ahead of you, preparing the path. God is beside you, steadying your steps. God is behind you, protecting your progress. You are covered in every direction. This blessing is not meant to be hidden. It is meant to shine, and your shine will lift others. You will become an answer to prayers you never heard, a light in places that once felt dark, and a reminder that God is still in the miracle business. You will walk differently because you understand that you carry divine purpose. You will expect differently because you know God is faithful. You will speak differently because you realize your words carry power. This season will reveal a version of you that even you have not fully seen. The one God has been shaping is ready to emerge, ready to rise, ready to lead, ready to pour, ready to impact, and ready to carry the blessing with grace and wisdom. And deep inside, your spirit already knows this truth. Stay steady, because what God is preparing to unfold in your life is meant to carry weight, influence, and long-lasting impact. And for that reason, your mindset must expand to match the size of the blessing coming toward you. You are stepping into a season where faith becomes your foundation and vision becomes your compass. Nothing from your past has the power to hold you back unless you surrender that power, and God is calling you to release every old fear, every old insecurity, every old label that tried to define you. 2 Corinthians 5:17 declares that anyone in Christ is a new creation. The old has passed away and the new has come, and that truth is settling into your spirit right now. You are being made new in ways that will surprise you. The habits that once kept you small are being broken. The doubt that once clouded your judgment is losing its grip. The heaviness that followed you through previous seasons is lifting as God breathes fresh strength into your inner being. You are learning to carry yourself with confidence because you finally recognize that God has placed something valuable inside you. Think of how he called Jeremiah in Jeremiah 1:5, reminding him that he was known, set apart, and appointed before he ever drew a breath. That same intentionality surrounds your life. You were not created for average living. You were created for meaningful impact. The blessing ahead of you will unlock this truth in ways that reshape how you think, how you move, and how you speak. You will begin to see opportunities differently. You will begin to notice doors you once overlooked. You will begin to sense God guiding your steps with precision. This is not coincidence. This is purpose unfolding. God is positioning you with wisdom because the blessing you are stepping into is meant to transform more than your circumstances. It is meant to transform your vision. It is meant to widen your capacity to dream and to believe. It is meant to open your heart to a future bigger than your fears. When you step into this blessing, you will not be ruled by what once intimidated you. Instead, you will rise with the courage that comes from knowing heaven is your support. Psalm 125 verse 1 says that those who trust in the Lord are like Mount Zion, which cannot be shaken, but endures forever. That is the kind of stability God is building into your life. You will move through challenges with a calm strength. You will navigate opportunities with steady wisdom. You will approach your purpose with bold expectation. This blessing does not come to overwhelm you. It comes to reveal who you are becoming. It comes to show you the leader within you, the builder within you, the giver within you, and the visionary that God designed. It comes to show you that you are capable of more than you once believed. God is stretching your faith because the path ahead requires you to think differently. This is not the time to shrink. This is the time to rise. This is the time to speak with clarity, to walk with assurance, to act with conviction, and to trust that God's hand is guiding every detail. You are entering a season where obedience brings acceleration, where surrender brings clarity, and where faith unlocks what effort could not. When God breathes on your purpose, even your smallest steps become powerful. Even your quiet decisions create momentum. Even your whispers of prayer move mountains. Luke 1:37 assures you that nothing is impossible with God, and that truth is about to become evident in your life. You will witness breakthroughs that defy explanation. You will see prayers answered in unexpected ways. You will watch God turn what seemed like obstacles into the very platforms that elevate you. And deep within, your spirit is already rising to meet this new season because it recognizes that the shift has already begun. Stay awake in your spirit, because the blessing forming around you is about to overflow in ways that carry both responsibility and reward, and God is preparing you to stand in that overflow with humility, strength, and spiritual maturity. You are stepping into a moment where everything God has whispered, promised, and prepared begins to reveal itself piece by piece. This is not the season for hesitation. This is the moment for bold alignment. The doors God is opening will require not just faith but readiness, not just desire but discipline, not just hope but action shaped by obedience. James 1:22 calls you to be a doer of the word and not simply a hearer, and that call is rising in your heart now. You are being prompted to act on what God has placed within you, because your obedience is the bridge between promise and fulfillment. What God is releasing is not only about provision, it is about positioning. You are being placed where your voice will matter, where your gifts will function, where your heart will influence others, and where your presence will bring clarity. Imagine a lamp placed on a high stand so that its light spreads across a wide room. Jesus described this in Matthew 5:15 to remind you that light was meant to shine. Your life is that light in this season. The blessing God is sending is not for hiding. It is for impact. It is for transformation. It is for the assignment that only you carry. You will step into spaces that once seemed distant, and you will feel a sense of belonging, because God has already prepared the room for you. He has already softened hearts, aligned conversations, and arranged timing to create an entry point that fits your purpose perfectly. Nothing about this shift is random. Everything is intentional. Think of how God positioned Daniel in Babylon, giving him wisdom and excellence that lifted him above every challenge. The same kind of divine excellence is rising within you. Your decisions will hold weight. Your influence will stretch further than before. Your presence will carry authority that others recognize even before you speak. Proverbs 3:6 says to acknowledge God in all your ways, and He will direct your paths, and you will see this direction unfold with unmistakable clarity. You will notice that the right opportunities come without forcing. You will notice that the wrong opportunities fade without struggle. You will notice that people aligned with your purpose find you, while those who drained your energy drift out of your life. God is purifying your circle and strengthening your foundation so that the blessing He gives you does not overwhelm you. You are being prepared to steward abundance with integrity, wisdom, and grace. This blessing is not for chaos. It is for order. It is for growth. It is for generational impact. Your future is being shaped in ways that will touch lives you may never meet. Your generosity will lift others. Your courage will inspire them. Your faith will awaken them. Your story will remind them that God still moves. 2 Peter 1:3 says that God has given you everything you need for life and godliness, which means nothing lacking will hinder the mission ahead. You already carry what you need. You already possess what matters. You already hold the qualities required to walk into this next season with confidence. God is simply activating what He placed within you long ago. You are stepping into a rhythm where your thoughts align with purpose and your actions align with faith. You will feel guided, supported, and steady because the same God who walked with Joshua, who strengthened Deborah, who protected Elijah, who restored Naomi, is walking with you now. You will feel His presence in moments where fear used to rise. You will hear his voice in situations that once confused you. You will sense his peace in decisions that once made you anxious. This is alignment. This is transformation. This is the moment your spirit has been anticipating, and deep within, you already know you are ready for what comes next. Stay grounded in gratitude, because the blessing you are stepping into is not only powerful, it is sacred, and God is inviting you to carry it with a heart that remembers every valley he walked you through and every moment he strengthened you when you felt too weak to continue. Gratitude is the key that keeps your spirit aligned with heaven. 1 Thessalonians 5:18 reminds you to give thanks in all circumstances, because gratitude keeps your heart clear, your perspective steady, and your faith anchored. This blessing will not simply elevate your life, it will awaken a deeper awareness of God's presence in everything you do. You will begin to see his fingerprints in details you once overlooked. You will recognize his protection in moments you once misunderstood. You will feel his guidance in decisions you once carried alone. This awareness will grow because the blessing ahead of you will require intimacy with God, not distance. You are entering a season where prayer becomes your strategy, worship becomes your fuel, and trust becomes your posture. When you move like this, doors will open without you pushing, opportunities will rise without you chasing, and provision will come without you striving. Psalm 37 verse 4 tells you to delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart, and you will soon see how desires shaped in God's presence align perfectly with his provision. The blessing ahead is not about excess for your comfort, but overflow for your calling. You will carry resources with purpose. You will speak with clarity, shaped in prayer. You will lead with compassion, refined through trials. You will give with generosity, inspired by God's goodness. Your blessing will move through you the way water flows through a riverbed, bringing life wherever it travels. Think of Joseph again. Not in the moment he stood in abundance, but in the moment he forgave his brothers and said in Genesis 50:20 that what was meant for harm, God turned for good. That same redemption is written into your story. Everything that tried to break you will become the very ground you stand on as evidence of God's faithfulness. Everything that tried to silence you will become fuel for your voice. Everything that tried to block you will become a testimony you carry into the future. You're not stepping into this next chapter wounded. You're stepping in wiser, stronger, deeper, and more spiritually grounded. God is restoring your confidence, not the old confidence shaped by approval, but the new confidence shaped by identity in him. You will walk with the assurance that comes from knowing God goes before you, stands beside you, and surrounds you on every side. Psalm 34:10 declares that those who seek the Lord lack no good thing, and that truth will follow you through this entire season of overflow. You will lack nothing you need for the mission ahead. Nothing will be withheld that is required for your assignment. Nothing will be delayed that belongs to your destiny. The blessing coming will reveal God's commitment to your future in ways that make you trust him more deeply than ever before. And as you rise, you will not rise alone. Others will rise because of your obedience. Some will rise because of your generosity. Many will rise because your story gives them hope. You are becoming a lighthouse for those who feel lost, a reminder that God still lifts, still restores, still rebuilds, and still fulfills his promises. This is why you cannot shrink. This is why you cannot hesitate. This is why you cannot doubt what God has already confirmed. You were chosen for this moment. You were prepared for this season. You were built for this blessing. And now heaven is releasing it. Let your heart receive it. Let your spirit align with it. Let your steps reflect it. This is your time to rise with gratitude, walk with purpose, give with joy, and shine with the confidence that God has called you, appointed you, and equipped you. The blessing is not coming, it is here, and your life will never be the same. Amen.